Oh, there's a bee in here. One reason why you may consider having ducks instead of chickens is the amount of eggs they lay. Surprisingly, commercial chickens lay about 250 eggs per year. Commercial ducks can lay anywhere from 300 to 350 eggs per year. Our khaki Campbells behind me can lay up to 350 eggs per year. One of the highest egg-laying breeds for chickens is the Rhode Island Red, and they lay about 250 eggs per year. So you're talking a very big difference with eggs. Another important thing to know is chickens' egg production will start falling after 2 years, whereas a duck can lay up to 3 to 5 years before its egg production starts decreasing.
Egg nutrition is another big reason why ducks are superior to chickens for your backyard homestead. Duck eggs carry approximately 225 calories, while chicken eggs carry approximately 150 calories per egg. So you're getting a little bit more food per egg, and the ducks lay more frequently than the chickens, as we talked about. Duck eggs also have a little bit more protein and a little bit more fat than chicken eggs as well. Because the protein is higher in duck eggs, bakers prefer to use duck eggs in their baked goods rather than chicken eggs. It creates a more fluffy consistency. In addition to the protein and fat, duck eggs have a lot more iron and a lot more vitamin B12 than a chicken egg has. Also, you should know that most people who are allergic to chicken eggs can eat duck eggs. So it's something to try if that's you.
Reason number 3 why you might want to consider ducks over chickens for your homestead is the meat nutrition. Duck meat is higher in calories, fats, and overall vitamins. With more fats comes a denser flavor closer to red meat than chicken. The breed that most homesteaders and farmers like to choose for meat to ducks are Pekin because of their higher protein and lower fat content. And those are the most popular looking duck, which is the Aflac duck, if you don't know what Pekins are.
So another aspect is with hot and cold tolerances or hardiness. Ducks have an extra layer of fat which is able to keep them more insulated for both the hot and the cold temperatures, along with their down feathers. Typically, ducks can survive 20-degree temperatures without needing a heat lamp, whereas chickens will need a heat lamp when it gets lower than 40 degrees. That's why you see ducks go out on icy ponds in the wintertime. As far as the heat goes, which is especially important here where we live, in Arizona, both ducks and chickens will need some means to cool them down once it gets above 90 degrees outside. But typically with ducks you would have a pond or water area that is able to keep them cool pretty much the whole summer long. Chickens don't typically bathe in a pond, so you need to think of some other means to keep chickens cool.
For those who are interested in incubating their ducks or chickens, it is easier to incubate duck eggs than chicken eggs. Chicken eggs are a little bit more temperamental, where they need a very specific heat, very specific humidity. We've raised these ducks here from eggs, all except one, Sasha, and they were extremely easy as ducklings to raise, and we've heard that they may be a little more easier to raise as duckling than if we were to have chicks. Along with them being hardier as ducklings, another reason to consider ducks over chickens is their overall health. Ducks are known to be able to withstand diseases better and also to keep themselves clean better. Chickens clean themselves in dust baths, whereas ducks will clean themselves in water with kiddie pools or a pond that they have.
So another advantage of ducks over chickens is the pest control aspect, especially for you gardeners out there. Ducks will gobble up grubs and snails, whereas chickens don't eat those. Along with grubs and snails, they will also trim down your weeds. They'll eat little weeds and your grass, and both ducks and chickens will pick through your dirt. But ducks will typically leave a lawn behind, where chickens will scratch up the lawn because they're scratching creatures. Another reason why ducks are better than chickens for your backyard homestead is the manure that they let out, which is also one downside coming up. But let's talk about the good sides to their manure right now. Their manure is considered a cold manure, as opposed to chickens, which has to break down over a year before it can be used in compost. But a duck's manure can be used right away. We've been fertilizing all of our fruit trees with our duck manure, and we've seen tremendous growth in the growing seasons. We continue to fertilize with duck manure year-round, and we're seeing a lot of our trees and our pastures really thriving from that. Ducks produce twice the amount of manure as chickens. A raft of 10 ducks will make approximately 1 pound of manure per day. Behind me is the one downside that ducks have over chickens, at least from what we have experienced. And that ducks are messy, messy creatures. We have this duck pond right behind me here, and the splash zone of this duck pond is probably 10 feet in all directions all around it. There's a lot of manure that gets produced into the pond there, which we pump out onto our fruit trees. However, some farmers may not have a way to use that manure like we do. The way we're going to fix the problem of mess in our farm's future is we're going to implement a rotational grazing schedule with our ducks, and we're going to put them out on pasture in duck tractors and move them all around our pasture to fertilize the pasture and not have to clean an icky mess like what we have behind me here. That way we'll be ensured that we're utilizing 100% of their manure. One big reason we like ducks over chickens is we think they're cuter. I mean, how can you argue with this?
I've heard they're also quieter.
Oh yeah, definitely. No rooster crowing to worry about here.
Nope. So hopefully we've convinced you to consider ducks instead of chickens on your homestead.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time at Saguaro Farm.
Bye! Ducks are pretty wind tolerant.